Thank you, Chair. And good morning, everyone. I'm very delighted to attend the Australian-China Beyond Tomorrow celebrating 40 years of engagement business briefing. Let me first thank ACBC National Chairman Frank Tudor and Chief Executive Officer Laurie Piercy and New South Wales President Jim Harvey and all ACBC colleagues and members for your contribution to closer business ties between China and Australia. In the year of 2012, the peoples of China and Australia will celebrate the 40th anniversary of establishing diplomatic ties between our two countries. In the past years, with joint efforts, our two countries have achieved great success on economic and trade cooperation, and in other areas as well. In terms of economic and trade cooperation, according to the Chinese customs data, last year, the bilateral trade in goods has already exceeded $117 billion, increased by 32% compared with that of previous year. And China exported $34 billion to Australia, increased by 25%, and imported $83 billion from Australia, increased by 35%. Currently, China is Australia's largest trade partner, the largest export market, and import source. And Australia is China's 8th largest trade partner. And China is also Australia's biggest service export destination. Our two-way investment also made good progress. According to the data from the Chinese Ministry of Commerce, till 2011, Australia has invested $6.9 billion in China, and China has invested $11 billion in Australia. Following Hong Kong and the Cayman Islands, now Australia has become China's third overseas investment destination. Ladies and gentlemen, the steady development of China-Australia economic and trade relation is also the outcome of China's successful implementation of opening up policy and domestic reform since 1978. Through more than 30 years' efforts, China's economy has already deeply integrated into the global economy. Particularly in 2001, China made vast and in-depth commitments in industry, agriculture, services, and intellectual property rights when confronting difficulties and challenges as to entering the WTO. In the past decade, China, through studying and obeying the WTO rules, successfully turned from a fresh WTO member to an active participant in formulating the rules of the WTO. In this period, the Chinese government made great efforts. China has opened more than 100 sectors in service trade and widely sorted out laws and regulations, involving over 3,000 laws and regulations. China's customs duty rate dropped from 15.3% to 9.8% in average. The WTO Director General, Nami, assessed China's fulfillment of its WTO commitments as A+, which is a confirmation and encouragement for China's efforts. Practices in past 3 decades have proved that China's opening up and its accession to WTO has not only improved its economic development, but also made China's ties with other countries even closer and realized win-win results. Last year, China was the second largest economy, the second largest trader, the largest exporter, the second largest importer in the world, China's foreign trade has reached $3.6 trillion US, 175 times of trade volume in 1978, accounting for 10% of total global trade in the year of 2011. China also made substantial progress on overseas investment. In 2010, China invested nearly $69 billion US overseas, ranking the 5th in the world and the 4th among the developing countries. It's also mentioning that during the period of global financial crisis, China played an important role in boosting the global economy by adopting a huge economic stimulus package and maintaining rapid growth. It's estimated that China contributed more than 50% of the global economic growth, both in 2009 and 2010. In sharp comparison with only 3% 30 years ago. The WTO pointed out in the third review on China's trade policies that China played a constructive role in stimulating the global demand and made important contributions to stabilizing the world economy. I think all of us are witnesses of this process. Ladies and gentlemen, this year is the second year of China's 12th five-year plan. The objectives of the plan include to maintain stable and relatively fast economic growth, to achieve major development in economic restructuring, to universally raise people's incomes at a relatively fast pace, to remarkably enhance social construction, and to continuously deepen reform and opening up. Along with this plan, some important economic and social development targets are to be achieved. For example, China's GDP to grow by 7% annually on average, urbanization rate to reach 51.5%, up 4 percentage points, to create more than 45 million jobs in urban areas. Service sector value-added output will account for 47% of GDP, up 4 percentage points. Length of highway network will reach 83,000 kilometers. To build 36 million affordable apartments for low-income people, rise in domestic consumption, promote going global strategy, and overseas investment. Ladies and gentlemen, China highly values its business cooperation with Australia. Our two countries have sound conditions and a solid foundation to further enhance bilateral economic and trade cooperation in the future. Firstly, China and Australia are located in Asia-Pacific region, which is the most economically dynamic region and the hottest region for economic integration. Both China and Australia are playing active and important roles in this region. Secondly, both the countries are keen to push bilateral economic and trade relationship to a new high. For example, China and Australia are negotiating free trade agreement. Thirdly, our two economies are highly complementary, and there are extensive fields and enormous potential for us to expand common interests. Both China and Australia have adopted effective policy measures to counter financial crisis and economic recession, and kept making efforts to improve our trade and investment environment. All these factors would contribute to the promotion of our bilateral economic and trade cooperation in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, with the shadow of international crisis still lingering around and trade protectionism on the rise, there is a long way to go before the world economy can fully recover. is important for China and Australia, two important economies in the Asia-Pacific region, to work together to expand mutually beneficial cooperation in the fields of mining, finance, agriculture, infrastructure, clean energy, labor services, and others. Such cooperation will make a fresh contribution to the sustained and healthy growth of our economies, and as well the comprehensive recovery of the world economy. This year is the 40th year of diplomatic relationship between our two countries. And this year is also the Chinese Year of Dragon. According to the Chinese custom, the Year of Dragon stands for good fortune, continued success, and a new beginning. I'm convinced that with concerted efforts from the business communities and the governments, China and Australia will achieve greater success in their economic and trade cooperation and other areas, and enjoying a wonderful and prosperous future. Lastly, I wish all of you a happy family and a successful business. Thank you.